Every December, city centers across the globe take on a different character. Streets fill with light, plazas host massive crowds, and billions of people pause to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Yet for nearly 2 billion Muslims around the world, a population that holds deep religious reverence for Jesus, the 25th of December arrives and departs like any other day. To understand why, we have to look at the origins of this story in the hills of Roman-occupied Palestine. Both Christian and Islamic traditions acknowledge this precise region as the starting point. In Islam, Jesus, known as Isa, is recognized as a major prophet. This leaves us with a question. If this single historical figure is a pillar of both faiths, why did only one build its most visible global tradition around his birth? Examining why this celebration is absent provides a window into the internal logic each faith uses to build its calendar. We start by searching the physical landscape where he lived for evidence of that specific winter day. We immediately run into a historical roadblock. There is no confirmed exact date for Jesus' birth in the historical record. The Roman Empire, despite its vast bureaucracy and taxation ledgers in the region, left no administrative documents detailing a specific day or month for this event. The earliest religious texts produced by his followers share this omission. They recount his life and teachings, but they lack precise chronological data for his birth. Faced with this historical vacuum, Christian tradition eventually assigned December 25th as the day of celebration, creating a permanent calendar anchor for his followers. Islamic tradition, encountering the same historical ambiguity, bypassed the need to assign a birth date. When the historical record is silent, religions make choices about what to emphasize. Those choices ultimately solidify into their defining traditions. We can see how this works by looking at religious milestones. These parallel tracks represent the chronological span of a prophet's life, showing which events a faith chooses to elevate. On the first track, the emphasis is placed right at the beginning. Christian theology views the incarnation, the physical arrival of the figure, as a foundational event that warrants celebration. Islamic tradition follows the second track. The birth marker remains flat, while the timeline spikes much further down. These later spikes represent his role as a prophet, the divine messages he delivered, and his ultimate spiritual status. The religious weight here rests on the delivery of the message, rather than the moment the messenger arrived. These calendars diverge because each tradition measures reverence through a distinct set of priorities. The paradox of an uncelebrated December 25th in the Islamic world is a result of these different priorities. The quiet passing of this day reflects an Islamic focus on the figure's adulthood and teachings. We are now looking at a single historical origin point, splitting perfectly into two massive, completely parallel legacies. It shows us that true reverence takes different forms depending on the culture observing it. Ultimately, the presence or intentional absence of a massive celebration reveals the specific values that define a culture.